Hello to lovely YouTubers. These are the cards that I've got left to do tarot readings on. You know, the project that I started probably a year ago. It's taken me this long to get through them, but I am trying. Today, the tear. Oh, there's a lot of sadness that comes with the tear. I'm sorry about this, dear lovely YouTubers. I suspect, right, that I've chosen the more positive cards and I've left the horrible ones. That's what I think's happened here. What's left? The Siren, the Poet, Venom, the Ring, the Warrior, the Underworld, the Pilgrim, the Sword, the Prayer, the One, the Starbomb, the Riddle, the Temple, the Shapeshifter and the Village. Okay, yeah, I think I've probably done that. So I apologise in advance that we're probably now going to look at half a dozen miserable tarot readings. Let's have a look, shall we? What this means, the tear. Sadness comes with this, I'm sure. The mourning, as in green mourning. The release, the rain. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often, the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. The card means melody, melancholy flowing through. The tear is powerful. And it is possible to be subsumed in its waters. Find a supportive place to open the floodgates. Okay, and there's a little note here. If both the tear and the river appear in a reading, this indicates an excess of the water element in your life. As in the Ayurvedic tradition, balance it with fire and earth. So the tear, the emotions. Again, let's have the green elephant, shall we? The green elephant. Are we going to do just one reading? What do we balance it with? Balance it with the physical. It's difficult, isn't it? Let's just do two readings. Let's do those. Let's have a look, shall we? See what's happening here for the tear. Now, dear lovely watchers of my YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just like and subscribe, that would be great. I'd much appreciate it. I'm going to do the green one. I'm going to do the physical one, the elephant that lives in the real world. Now, these two are balancing each other out, but they are both elements of what's real and what you can see. Would you agree? Would you disagree with me that emotions are part of the physical material world, or do you see the emotions as being part of the spiritual, unearthly, unexplainable mystery? Do you feel that emotions are a mystery? How do you feel about your feelings? What do you think about feelings? What are they for? Are your feelings guidance? Are your feelings letting you know what you're thinking about? What do you believe your feelings are for? Are your feelings, which obviously nowadays people can be offended, can't they? Their feelings. People go, you hurt my feelings, so you said something that hurt my feelings, so that's your fault. And of course it isn't true, is it? More often than not, it's your feelings are in response to something you're thinking, right? Now, if someone says something that upsets you and causes you to think one thing, obviously you can be upset. But do you really want to walk around being a person who can be upset by another person? Because what you're saying is the control over how you feel is in the power of someone else's tongue, right? Now, obviously, if somebody's being completely hateful and deliberately on purpose and trying to hurt you, right, you're going to have that feeling, that emotional response. But if you haven't shored up your feelings and recognised when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, then anyone can hurt you, right? And then you're walking out there vulnerable just by being on the planet and just by walking about, because you're saying that your automatic response to what someone else is saying is A, to believe what they're saying, and B, to allow it to hit your heart so that it hurts you, okay? Or you're offended, or you're put out. Because that idea of you're offended, so someone else has to change what they're doing, really, that's not true, is it? You're offended by something someone else is doing. Ideally, you're going to educate that person, depending on what it is they're doing, but sometimes you can't educate other people, right? Let's suppose someone's being racist, okay? They're being racist, and someone's being racist and they're saying something horrible about a whole group of people, and you feel particularly strongly about that. You can be offended, and you can tell that person they're being racist, and they're offending you, but is that going to change what they think and what they believe about that other group of people? No, it isn't. It might shut them up around you. It might stop you from having to hear their nonsense. But is it going to, in the long run, like in the bigger scheme of things, is it going to help? The only thing that's going to help is getting together with that person and perhaps introducing them to some new ideas, right? And to get into the underlying... Oh, look at this. There's a little card falling out. In amongst this movie tarot, to get them to have a look at their underlying pain that's causing them to throw out onto a whole group of people, completely irrationally, their pain. Because that is what's going on there, isn't it? It's just an expression of pain, and it's focused on a whole random group of people, because not everyone has taken time out of their life to think about things, and it doesn't make them stupid. It possibly means they just haven't uncovered that level of thinking yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can get some very intelligent people who have some really strange ideas about things they know nothing about, things they're ignorant about. So when ignorance is talking, it's not always stupidity that's talking, it's just a lack of information. I don't know why I got onto that subject. Oh yeah, being offended. Let's have a look what this little card is that was hiding. Oh, look at that, perfect. Look, 4 of Hearts. Now I love these cards because every time I look at them, depending on what the reading is, sometimes I can see different stories and different meanings here. See, now when I look at the balance here, the 4 of Hearts, this suggests to me, this card, that she's doing all the work. She's looking after the baby, and he's sitting there with his hat over his eyes, having a little nap. And she's shocked because the baby's fallen out of the blanket, right? And he's just oblivious, just absolutely not aware. She's having this drama over here. But 4 of Hearts is a foundation and a balance of feelings. Right? We've got a lot to learn. She's learning more about this little kitten than he is. She's having a real experience. God only knows what she's actually feeling about the idea that she's doing this all on her own, and he's just having a nap. It's sort of annoying, isn't it? Let's have a look at the green elephant, shall we? The tear. What would it be upsetting about this? Would be her being shocked at having to take full responsibility, and also being upset and disappointed with him that he's not performing any help, right? So she's having a lack of support here, this situation. The tear. Is it crying over a lack of support? Let's see. Oh, divine timing, and again, the green background. This is for the green elephant. What is it you're feeling sad or upset about? What is it that's causing the tears? The Mermaid. Oh, I love this card, but it does suggest a deep dive into the deep subconscious of things that can cause you pain. Exactly. And we're back to that story again of, is this really something that you need to be upset about? Or are you upset because of the story you're telling yourself about it? Because this person, she doesn't have to be upset about any of this. It's just what she's thinking and believing. Isn't it? Look at any number of stories you can put on that card. She could be thinking and feeling, I'm so lucky that I'm spending some time on my own with this little kitty cat. Rather than, oh, I'm upset and distressed and panicked and he's not even helping me. Right? There are so many stories you can put on that. The elk, nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you, and your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Yeah. Like this. Ability to conquer the challenges that are in front of you. Instead of being upset that you're being left to do it on your own, or whatever it is that the disappointment is causing you to feel pain over, focus on what you do have, the power that you do have to get through this. Distraction. Okay, yeah, distract yourself from these thoughts that are causing you pain because they may not be real. 3 of Pentacles, money. Just check what it is that you're thinking that's causing you so much pain. The Hermit. And there's the 3 again. There's a 3-headed dog there. Can you see that? And you've got the 3 of Pentacles. What has happened here? Is there a third person causing you pain in a relationship that was meant for 2? Talking about a relationship that was meant for 2. Here's the thing about projection. It's pretty much what I was saying about the idea. What is it you believe about another person that's actually causing you pain when really the pain is all about your inner world and what's actually happening for you inside your mind and inside your heart? Okay? But you really believe it is the other person. That's what happens with projection, isn't it? We see ourselves in other people, but we don't, not always, but sometimes we can see them, not how they are, but how we are. And we believe that's how they are. Oh my goodness, the 3 of Swords. Yeah, this definitely suggests pain coming your way from an outside source. That's painful. That is painful, where it feels like you have no power over it. Okay, so now you've got a full set. 3 of Wands. So you've got 3 threes. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords and 3 of Wands. There's definitely a 3 situation happening. But it's okay because look at this. You're being, even look at these 3. There's 2 and a cat. Of course the cat is riding a little chariot of dogs, some form of canine creature. Right? The cat's in charge. You're the cat here, this situation. And the pace of this card speeds up the pace of change that's about to happen in your world. The 10 of Wands, we're back to this wishing. These are the wishing cards, and often when the 10 comes up, it's a sudden surprise. That's how I found it. When you see a 10 of Wands, although they're all desperate in their colour and they're very powerful, it suddenly changes. Guys, you've got a sudden change. Look at that. And there's the Chariot again, so that's twice. You've got the Chariot twice. So this cannot be wrong, can it? That sudden changes are going to happen. And you're going to be really happy. The Ace of Hearts. That is what you need to see when you're looking at the green elephant. That this is the emotional elephant. Step out and follow your heart and do what it is that you feel is going to make you happy. And you're going to have a real, it's a really difficult journey, this. And you're, depending on where you are on that journey, whether or not you've uncovered the deceit or the mistake or the confusion around this relationship and what's happened. But these cards are here to tell you that there is a journey and new steps to take so that you are happier, honestly, on your own there. It's better to be on your own looking for new love than to be in a confusing, unhappy relationship where people aren't always being honest with you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, let's have a look at the little red elephant, shall we? Now, the red elephant tears. There's always a lot of tears with the red elephant, because the red elephant often believes that what is happening in life is just what you can see, the bricks and mortar. If you can't see it, it's not real. You know, that belief that when you die, nothing else exists. What matters is bricks and mortar, money. You're only worth what your bank balance is. That idea that doctors can tell you what's wrong with your body, right? Which they can, but they often don't bother letting you know about the causes or the mind-body link, or why this has come about, right? You never actually get to the bottom of, oh yeah, childhood trauma stored up in your cells, and that's why you've got this physical stress that you're suffering. They just go, oh yeah, you've got arthritis, so you've got rheumatism, have these pills. They don't stop to look at, oh, is there anything that you can change? Although the doctors do, but a red elephant often doesn't. A red elephant often just accepts, yeah, this is what life is all about. Life is about physical pleasures. It's about enjoying life while you're here. It's not about anything more than that, you know? So it's a very sort of limited part of life experience. And sometimes that's all we can handle in life, because we've got so many other things going on. All we can do is focus on either our work or money or the routine of structure of our life. Oh, look at that, beautiful. So you actually, dear lovely little red elephant, you might be having tears of joy because you've got the celebration card. Look at this, there's something to celebrate. Isn't that beautiful? I love that idea. Let me just move this little green elephant out of the way. Remind ourselves that you're reading this for, oh, that's interesting. Earth connections, it's the green card. But again, keeping your feet firmly on the floor, dear red elephant. And I'm not suggesting that red elephant should try and do anything different, try and be spiritual, or try and force any physical or psychic growth. There's absolutely pointless doing that, because it's like trying to say, oh, can we make that flower grow quicker? No, you just have to plod along, keeping your feet on the earth. Keep doing your gardening, keep doing all the things that you do to make your material home beautiful. And this is strange as well. Dolphin, because we've got another green background. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. Look at that. Keep going. Keep taking the steps that you're taking. Displacement. I look at all these. How many ravens do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Displacement. Okay. So is there an element of feeling as though your home and your roots are about to be disrupted, or there's a fear that that could happen when actually it's not happening? Yeah, there's a fear that you're going to be left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. Look at this. Art. Balance, I would say. Balancing what you know with what you don't know. Oh, guilt. Is that what the tear is? So we've gone from joy to guilt. So there's mixed emotions coming up here. Mixed emotions, but overall positive, the sun. So you've got two sides to your little red elephant. Somebody causing you pain, Princess of Swords. Something to worry about that you have no control over. Look at this, the Knight of Swords. You have no control over what is going to be happening, and that's causing the fear. The Four of Swords feels like arguing from all directions. The Lover's card, having the choice, taking this path or not. Knowing, 8 of Hearts, look at that. Focus. See, the 8 for me is work, but this card suggests that there's someone looking at you who is able to help you and appreciate who you are. It's like a little red physical person, and they want to join in with your little steps and be happy with you. And you have that choice to leave all this worry behind and step into live. It's going to cause some tears and pain, of course, it always is whenever you leave a situation, but to step into an area where people want you to be around, people appreciate you for who you are, people love the idea that you're a physical, reliable, patient plodder. Okay, thanks for watching, bye for now.